So listen, I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a specialist. So if I say anything that's not 100% accurate, to go into this genetic testing situation. So when I was 18 weeks, I went to my doctor. And my doctors, they said, okay, so we have this genetic testing that you can take right now. It will tell you if your baby has Down syndrome, if your baby has any neural tube defects, pretty much anything that would be alarming to, a coming baby, they pretty much test for. So it's optional. You don't have to do it. When I was 18 weeks, my nurse, she came in and she said, hey, I noticed you haven't did your genetic testing yet. We haven't got any blood drawn for you. Do you want to do it? So I just told her, yeah, I'll go ahead and do both just because I just want to know everything ahead of time. Just make sure everything is good. So she gave me my paperwork, my referral and everything. And she sent me to this, the labs to go get your lab work done. So I went to go get my lab work done. Everything was fine. She took my blood work and everything, urine sample, everything like that. So a week goes by. Because after that, I was like, everything's fine. Like, my son, he came out healthy. There's no issue. There should be no issues. There's no reason why this genetic testing should come back negative as well. Now, when I had so I was on the phone with my friend, maybe a week and a half later. So I was on the phone with my friend, we were talking, and then I saw that I had got a call from my doctor's office, my OB. So I told her, let me call you back because this is my OB. I want to make sure everything's okay. I answered the phone, and the lady, the front desk lady was basically saying, she said, hey, Versi, I just want to let you know that we're going to send you to a specialist because you tested positive for Down syndrome. Now, she said it just like that. She said, I just want to let you know from the genetic screening, you tested positive for Down syndrome. I want to, we're going to send you to a specialist to get an anatomy scan just to make sure everything's okay. So at first, I was kind of freaking out a little bit. I was like, so does my baby have Down syndrome? What is it? So she really didn't give me too much information. The main thing that she told me, she said that the screening you did, which is just a screening. So anybody that thinks that, if they tell you that your child tests positive for Down syndrome in a screening, that is not always necessarily meaning they're going to have Down syndrome. That means it's just a screening, meaning they're screening you to look at your genetics and see, okay, so comparing with your blood, they're going to look at your genetics and see, hey, are you a higher risk for this or a high risk for that? So at first I was kind of panicking a little bit, and I was like, so does my baby have Down syndrome? And she's like, well, this is a screening. Basically what it does is it goes through your blood and just makes sure everything's okay. But with yours, it came up with an increased risk of Down syndrome. So that doesn't mean that my baby has Down syndrome. It was an increased risk. So I'm like, okay, is there any statistics or anything like that? So she was like, if you want, if you're not okay with, if you're scared, if you're nervous, I'm gonna have either the nurse practitioner call you or the OB call you. So I told her, you can have the nurse practitioner call me, which never happened. And so she referred me over to this OB. I went to the doctor and to see if everything was okay. So when I went to the doctor, they basically were telling me hey, just letting you know that this anatomy scan won't be able to say yes, your child has Down syndrome, or no, your child doesn't. It basically is just us to see there's certain characteristics or there's certain features in your baby basically that we could see that would indicate that they're going to have Down syndrome. So they were like, well, we'll look at the nose. They're going to look at the back of the neck. They're going to actually measure the baby's weight to make sure that it's matching up. So listen, I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a specialist. So if I say anything that's not 100% accurate, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a nurse practitioner. I have nothing to do with the medical field. So there are some things that maybe I'm not educated in. There's two things that we can do to detect if your baby has Down syndrome. So obviously the anatomy scan is separate. So they have an NIPT test, which is a blood test that basically will tell you if yes or no. And they also have the amniocentesis. I wanted to say that slow so that way I won't mess it up. But they have the amniocentesis. I'm calling it amnio. So they have that where they stick the big needle in your stomach to test a little bit of your fluid to see if that, if that has a chromosome in it or not. So obviously I said no, I'm not doing the amnio because I just don't want to do it, because there's a risk of miscarriage with that. There's a risk that a harmful risk of the baby. Now, so what I did was I told him, I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and do the NIPT test, which is the blood work, and this will tell me yes or no. Now, the weird thing is that when I was in the doctor's office, they were basically like, so if your baby has Down syndrome, are you going to keep the baby? Are you going to keep the baby? We have to know. We have to know. Are you going to keep the baby? Are you going to abort? We have to know now. So I was like, so you have to know right now. It's like, we have to know right now. We have to know if you're going to keep the baby or not. They were like, okay, we're going to have you sign this paper. So they had me sign the paper that basically says, in essence, if my baby has Down syndrome, I'm not aborting. I'm keeping the baby regardless. So they basically gave me this right here. And this is how you do the NIPT test. So when you open this box, there basically is a way that you could schedule online. You could either have them, especially because due to the corona, you could have them come to you to take your blood work, or you could go to them. They offered this to me, and I obviously took it. I haven't did it yet, but I still probably will, because it's going to tell me. That way I can know kind of to be prepared up front what we're dealing with. So practitioner came in there. So there was a nurse practitioner, and then after she done, this actual specialist comes in, which is a doctor. So she came in there and she was doing all the measurements. She was measuring the head, she was measuring the feet. She basically measured every part of the baby's body to make sure it was matching up. And it was. Everything was fine. So I was measuring the same. But she didn't really say nothing to me. Like, she didn't really say like everything's fine. I had to keep asking her. I was like, so does everything look good? And she's like, yeah, everything looks good. I'm just gonna have to talk to the doctor. I'm gonna have the doctor, basically confirm, because I'm just basically doing the first scan, and then the doctor's gonna come behind me and do a full, the scan, just to make sure that it's matching up with what I say. So she did the scan. Everything looks good. We got some pictures. I'll show you right here. So this is some pictures. I don't know if you can really see, but as you can see, she's really active. So she has her little feet up. She's kicking. She basically, this is just her, just kind of laying down. But this one right here, she's kind of kicking. She's doing things with her hands. She actually waved for us, which they weren't able to get that on camera. So that's that. And then this one was so cute. Her little feet. So look like she got really big feet. But so yeah, so they gave me some pictures. The nurse practitioner, after she was done, she was like, well, I'm gonna have the doctor come in here and confirm everything. So the doctor came in there, and he was like, he looked at everything. He was like, there was a piece of my stomach, not a piece, there was a section of my stomach that was really, really painful. And I'm pretty sure it's because the baby had her like one of her limbs out. For some reason, whenever she if she has like a hand or a foot or any part of her out, and I push on it, like right here, it hurts. Like it really like, it's just like a sharp pain. So I'm like, is that a body part right there? But anyways, so he came in, he did the anatomy scan. He said after doing it took about 30 minutes total. After everything was done, he was like, everything looks good. I want to see you back in a month, just for a follow-up, just to make sure everything's good. So I was like, he's like, do you have any questions, comments, concerns? I was like, yeah. So did you see anything that would indicate Down syndrome? Did you see anything at all that was abnormal, anything that didn't look right? He's like, no, everything looks good. He's like, actually, everything looks great. He's like, so I can't, he's like, obviously the scan won't tell me like yes or no, but he said everything's leaning towards no. But he said, I still think that you should do the NIPT, because that's going to definitely tell us for sure if your baby has Down syndrome or not. So I was like, okay, and signed all my discharge papers, and I left. So like I said, as of right now, it's looking like a no. Like, it's looking like there's no Down syndrome. Everything's going to be okay. There's no neural tube defects. Everything looks good on an ultrasound. But he said still to do the NIPT test. that's pretty much it. If there's anything that I left out, I will make sure to add it in. I mean, I probably should take notes on what I'm gonna talk about, because my videos do tend to be all over the place. Probably start taking notes so that way I could be a little bit more coordinated in my videos. But I do want to show you guys a belly bump. My stomach is so cute. I think it's so cute. So, like I said, I'm 136 pounds as of week 22. So I went to the doctor on Wednesday. That was when I hit my 22 weeks exactly. So here's my baby bump. I'm getting so big, and I'm having a girl. And when I was pregnant with my son, my stomach was lower, but now my stomach is higher with her. I'm getting a lot of weight. It looks honestly like I'm all belly. I mean, I don't have any, and as you can see, I don't have any, I mean, we'll see what happens. But as of right now, it looks like it's all belly. I'm getting weight, obviously, in the right places. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, that's pretty much it. I will continue to share updates about this pregnancy. I am going to make a video about the things that I did buy up until this point, because I did go, like, it's so hard. It's so hard. But when you first have, for me, because a girl, when I was pregnant with my son, it was hard to not grocery shop. It was hard to shop because there's like so many things you can get for a boy. But with a girl, oh my gosh, shopping is so much fun. I couldn't resist myself. Like when I found out I was pregnant, I started buying stuff like here and there. I'll go get 2 things here, 3 things, a little here, a little there. And I do have quite a bit of clothes for her so far. So I'm even going to record a video about like just kind of showing you guys what I have for her for so far. Like I said, I'm still 23 weeks, so well, it's going fast, but I'm 23 weeks, so I'm obviously going to buy more stuff as the time goes on. But that's something for another video. But thank you so much for staying with me on this long video. Like I said, if it shows too long, I probably will just chop it into 2 videos. If there's any questions, comments, if there's anything that I maybe wasn't educated on, especially in regards to Down syndrome, please let me know down below, because I'm just going by what they told me. I did a little bit of research, but I didn't do a lot of research, because like I said, it came to a point where I just told myself that I'm not going to research this, because this is not going to be my story. But if there's anything that you want to share, please let me know. But that's it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Stay inside. Corona is real. People are getting sick. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.